You watch YouTube videos because you want to get better, and that's a good thing. You want to hear what people have to say and why, and then you want to see them do those things, whether that's a shot or a movement of some kind. When you watch them do that motion, your brain goes, oh, okay, I get it now. You watch those videos and your brain goes, okay, I understand. And then you go out on the court and try and replicate what you saw in those videos. But how do you know that you're really doing what you saw the people in the video do? The best way to figure that out is record yourself. I'm a huge believer in the fact that you need to record yourself and watch yourself play. It's the only way you're going to know if you're doing what you watch those people in the video do. If you watch yourself play, you're generally going to see two things. One, you're doing some things you did not realize you were doing. Could be good, could be bad. And number two, you're not doing some things you thought you were doing. Could be good, could be bad. Today I'm going to talk about what to look for when you watch yourself play on those video recordings. I'm going to start off with the serving position, focusing on what I do just after I serve that ball. So let's say I serve this ball, then what happens? Do I tend to move forward and step onto the court, exposing my feet to a deep return of serve? If I do that, I need to understand that's a bad thing and not migrate onto that court after I serve that ball. Next thing, while I'm serving, where am I standing? Are my toes up on this baseline? There's not a rule that says my toes have to be up close to this baseline. If I serve and this return comes deep, I'm probably still in trouble. If I was standing here when I served, my feet are relatively close to that court. I recommend being further back behind the line here so that doesn't create as big of a problem on those deep returns. The other thing is it makes that court longer on the other side, so I have this much more room on the other side for that ball to fall in the court and not go out of bounds. Another thing I want to look at for as part of the serving team is what do we do for that third shot? So we serve, the return serves coming back at us, comes back at me. On those recordings, do I see myself backing up a lot to hit those balls? If I do, I need to quit doing that. It may imply that I'm standing here too close to the line, waiting for that return of serve ball to come back. If I will step back a little bit, then I don't have to back up as much. Backing up is bad when we're trying to hit. And it's always easier to step forward to get to those shorter balls than it is for me to be up here and have to back up and hit a ball. Try and watch for how many times you back up when that return of serve comes back across the net to you. And if you're backing up a lot, that should set off alarm bells, red flags in your brain going, I'm backing up a lot, that's not good. Maybe I should be back off that baseline every time, waiting for that return of serve to come back across the net. And I should be focused on how they hit that ball. Did they hit it well and deep, or did they hit it short? It's always easier to run forward, and it's always better to run forward and get that shorter ball than it is to back up and try and hit a ball. As I've talked about the serving position, I've had my buddy over here as my imaginary playing partner, and he's been angled toward me while I've been talking about these serving scenarios. Let's talk about why he's positioned that way. I'm going to switch position. My partner's going to serve now. I'm going to be my partner's partner. As I watch these recordings, I want to see what I do when my partner is serving. So if I'm in this ready position, my partner serves, on those recordings, do I see myself step onto this court and expose my feet? Again, that's a bad thing to do. I don't want to do that. I want to stay back here behind the baseline. I also recommend, and I had a video on this, is that when my partner's serving, I don't actually want to be in this ready position. Nothing I can do until that third shot. What I want to do is just be relaxed, watch my partner serve. So as I had my buddy over here angled at me, I would generally tend to do this. As my partner is serving, I'll be back behind the baseline, watch them serve. As soon as that ball goes across the net, I will then get into my ready position. So a couple of good things this does, but the best one is it forces me to focus on getting into this ready position because I wasn't here, right? So the partner serves, ball goes across the net, I get into my ready position, and I'm focused on getting into this ready position, and I'm not focused on getting onto this court. So if, when your partner serves, watch what you do, and if you find that you're here and you're stepping onto the court, a way to get around that is, while your partner is serving, face them a little bit and be relaxed. As soon as they serve, then we're going to change our focus to get into this ready position, and now I'm not as inclined to step onto that court. A little bit more on that third shot. So let's say my partner or I have served, ball goes across the net, they hit the return, and it's coming to us. Let me talk a little bit about what happens when that return to serve goes to my partner. I want to watch what I do on the video. What I see people do as this return to serve comes to their partner is they take off for this kitchen line, not knowing how good or bad a shot their partner is going to hit. If my partner throws up a bad ball, and we all do that at some point, and I'm running up to the kitchen line, both of my opponents are on their kitchen line, they get a high slow ball. If they know what they're doing, they're going to slam it at my feet. I've just put my team at risk. I don't want to just take off just because my partner is getting that return to serve shot back to them. If that return to serve comes to my partner, what I want to do is maybe face my partner a little bit and watch them hit. They'll know sooner than I will how good or how bad that third shot of theirs was. If it was good enough that they think they can get up to the kitchen line, what I should see is them start to move forward. I want to move forward with them. If when they hit that shot, they go, oh, that wasn't very good, I need to stay back because they may slam this on us, I want to see them stay back, and I want to stay back with them. So I'm looking at what my partner does. I'm also trying to evaluate how good or bad their shot was. There are always exceptions. Sometimes that return to serve comes short and it pulls my partner forward and they have to move forward to go get it, and I want to go forward with my partner at the same time. Sometimes I will misread my partner and their shot. I will think that wasn't a very good shot, but they're going up to the kitchen line anyway, and I didn't react quick enough, and I've missed that window of opportunity for me to get all the way up to the kitchen line. In those cases, I may want to stay back and wait for the next opportunity to get up to the kitchen. Last thing to look for as I'm watching this video of me playing is when I hit this third shot, it doesn't matter who served it, the return to serve comes to me, I'm going to hit this third shot. Which of my opponents am I hitting this third shot at? Ideally, the bulk of the time, 80 or 90% of the time, I'm hitting my third shot back at the person who hit the return to serve. Why? Because they're still moving and maybe they got up to the kitchen line, maybe they didn't get all the way there, but they're a much better target than their partner who's been up on the kitchen line for maybe the last 30 seconds or a minute, stationary, just waiting for this third shot. I don't want to go at the person who's been stationary that long on the kitchen line. I want to hit my third shot at that person who's maybe still moving, maybe hasn't gotten all the way up to the kitchen line. They're a much better target. As I watch myself play, I want to take note of how often I'm picking the right person to hit my third shot at. Return of serve. What do I want to look for when I'm watching the video of me playing as I'm returning serve? One thing I don't want to see is me backing up to hit some of these return of serves. That's a bad thing. I never want to be back up when I'm hitting. If I see myself backing up a lot while I'm playing, that should put off alarms in my head. But as I'm watching on video, then I'm going, where am I standing? That is causing me to back up on a lot of these serves. Now, people serve differently, and we should start to understand what tendencies are of our opponent who is serving. And if I find that I'm backing up a lot on one particular server or both, then I need to adjust where I'm starting in that return to serve position during the game. So let's say one person has a really good, fast, deep serve, and I find it's like, oh wow, I had to back up, I wasn't expecting that. The next time that person is serving at me, I should remember that and start a little bit further back. Even if I was up here off the line when they served and I found myself backing up, I'm going, next time they serve to me, I need to be even further back. It's always easier to run forward and go get that ball and hit it well than it is to back up and hit that ball well. Return to serve, what else do I want to see on that video when I'm watching myself play? As I hit that return to serve and I take off for this kitchen line, what I want to see is as soon as my opponent starts their swinging motion, I stop. Now you can either do the jump split step or you can just stop, however that is for you. As soon as they start their swinging motion, I want to stop even if I didn't get all the way to that kitchen line. If I'm still moving forward or if I just barely stopped by the time the ball gets at me, I'm less able to go left or right to go get that ball if it's out of my reach a little bit. I want to see myself come to a stop as soon as my opponent starts to swing on their shot. Return to serve. My partner is returning. I'm watching myself on video. What do I not want to see? What I don't want to see is me being in this ready position and that ball going past me on the serve and me losing track of where that ball is. not having a clue of whether that ball is in or out, and then I don't see that ball until it comes back even with me out of my peripheral vision. I never want to take my eyes off of that ball. What I think you should do, and I have a video on this, I'll put the link in the description box below, is stand off to the side. I'm going to watch the serve, go all the way over to my partner who's returning. I'm going to help call that ball out if it's out. I'm going to watch my partner hit that ball, and it will help me understand two things. One, how good or poorly did they hit that ball, and then who's it going to. As they hit that return up serve and that ball comes even with me, I'm going to slide back over here, get in my ready position, and face that ball. I've never taken my eyes off of that ball. If that ball goes over to the left-hand side of that court, I'm squared up to that person that's going to hit it. Comes over here, I'm squared up to this person that's going to hit that ball. What you don't want to see on that video is that you've lost track visually of where that ball is. I've seen people go, they're in this ready position, the ball goes out, and they go, what happened? I'm going, why don't you know what happened? You shouldn't have taken your eye off that ball. As I'm watching that video, I want to see if I have a good ready position, particularly when that point goes on and on and on. Do I keep a good ready position between every shot, or does it tend to lag and go away and my ready position is not very good anymore the longer that point goes? I want to see if my feet are moving, my knees are continually bent, I'm in a good ready position, but as this point goes on, do I stand in one spot and grow roots out of the bottom of my shoes, or am I willing to move and react to every shot? Even if it doesn't come to me, I'm still moving a lot, so when the ball does come to me, I'm more willing to move because that's what I've been doing for the whole point. As I'm watching the video, I want to understand what shots am I missing, and are there patterns to those misses? Am I dumping a lot in the net, and why? Could be I'm not low enough to get under those balls. I could just be up too vertical. It could be that I'm going for too much and trying to do too much with a shot, either trying to dump it too short across that net or trying to hit too far down and I'm way early and I didn't wait long enough for that ball to come toward me. I want to see what kind of shots I'm missing and how much of those, and then figure out how do I fix that. Another reason I could be missing shots is I'm trying to do too much. I'm trying to go down the line too much. I'm trying to lob too much. I'm trying to drop this ball in too cute, or I'm trying to do things that aren't really a high enough percentage. What I want to be able to do, and what I want to see me do on video, is have good control shots that are patient, trying to get my opponents in increasingly bad positions to where they finally give me the ball that I want, that I can put away, or they make a mistake. So look for situations of, I tried to do too much with that ball. I shouldn't have done that. And then the next time you play, remember that and try not to take so many chances until you get just that right ball. As you watch the video, be critical of yourself and are you moving enough? Our brain says, I can put my paddle on that so I don't really need to move over to get it, when probably you would be better to take another step or two and get closer to this ball and make life easier when you're hitting this ball. We tend to get lazy and we go, I can reach it so I don't have to move. I can reach it so I don't have to get low. Be critical of, are you moving enough? If you watch the pros play, they're never stationary. They're always moving left or right, up or down, and they're always trying to get in the best possible position to hit that ball. That's what you need to see yourself doing on that video. I'm watching the video and watching myself poach. The question is, what happened after that? Did I put the ball away? Was that point over? Did I make life easier on my team, or did I make life harder on my partner and myself? I need to be really critical of what are the results after I hit that ball that I poached. Did we win that point? Did we lose that point? Did I get myself out of position and our opponents made me pay for that? Or did I put that ball away? I'm watching the video of me playing and I'm lobbing a lot. What happens? Am I winning those points or am I losing those points? If I'm lobbing a lot, how many of those actually fall in bounds? How many of those are short that gives them an overhead that they killed us with? And I want to be critical of pretty much any shot, but if I'm using one shot too much, if I'm lobbing too much, am I getting the reward that I'm looking for when I'm hitting that lob or not? If you really want to get better, you need to understand what you're doing on the court. The best way to understand that is watch yourself play on video. I'll put a link in the description box below for a tripod for 30 bucks at Best Buy or Amazon. All you need is that in your cell phone. Your cell phone probably records in 4K. 2K is good enough. Go record yourself. You'll see that you're doing stuff that you didn't know you were doing, and you're not doing some things you thought you were doing, that's all good information to know. You go watch videos on YouTube of other people playing to see how they play. You need to know how you're playing and what you need to fix. You're not going to understand that unless you watch yourself on video. Take care.